Renegades of Long Beach Roller Derby, and you're watching MoonKILL Radio.
Sorry.
All right, we're back again. Redrum Renegades of Long Beach Roller Derby.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, and you ladies, you're saying okay, like you guys were SoCal
Renegade,
Renegades?
That's where we started. Yeah.
right now, but that was still like 2015, 16ish, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you guys have you guys gone back and like watched like the history of Derby or became students of history of Derby at all? Anybody?
We do watch YouTube clips. Like, I could say that. I think all of us go on YouTube and go and watch these YouTube clips of just the wide range of Derby, like from WIFTA and old school Renegade, and then the T-Birds and stuff like that. Because it is, you just see some amazing hits and just amazing plays that happen, and you kind of just get inspired by it. But then you go to sleep and you're like, yeah, I'm going to do that tomorrow. But it doesn't happen. But yeah, we do. I would say we do that to that extent. We do go to WIFTA. WIFTA has actual like worldwide playoffs and stuff like that. And they'll stream them live and we'll catch it, some of it. And just to see like those high level skaters is insane and super inspiring. And then you go see like old school Derby clips of like T-Birds and like old school Renegade, because there's some Renegade clips up on YouTube too, and you're just like, damn, why am I still doing this? No, but it's yeah, I would say I get inspired by watching that, or at least try to focus on one new thing I could learn from it.
And
For
you
me,
guys look at the histories?
Yeah, for me, like the history, I wanted, obviously we established a team, right? So I was trying to see if there's like a documentary out there, especially through our first year. We had a lot of growing pains. So I'm like, okay, like, does this happen around Derby leagues? Like, what is going on? Like, you know, I was thinking of all that stuff. So there's a documentary from the Texas roller derbies, roller girls. And so they're really big. They're really wide known. You know, they rank almost number one and everything. And so I wanted to see when they first established, you know, how was it? Did they have the similar growing pains? And looking at it, not just from a skater aspect, but obviously from like a founder aspect, you know, of a roller derby team. And so that was helpful to me to see, you know, the struggles that they went through, that it wasn't just like the current team that we were trying to establish, that also other leagues have gone through it and things like that. So looking at the history of that and seeing how successful they are now, I really appreciated watching that, you know, to learn from it.
Oh yeah, and then you get to see bank tracks, like when they're skating on bank tracks. That is like hard, but at the same time, you're like, I want to try that so bad. Yeah. And the bank
I'll be
tracks
trying that this year
like
at RollerCon.
The tracks with the in. It's hard to describe. Like they have like, I say that now. Damn, I can't think. Like it's like banked, so then they're like skating and they're holding on to each other and like throwing girls at each other so they can get the jammer out. It's so amazing. Like I want to try it, but at the same time, it looks so scary. Like
right.
So the movie Whip It highlighted bank tracks.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with the movie Whip It. Drew Barrymore comes out in it.
Ellen Page. I was
Page.
going to ask you, if you guys watched that one.
So, you know, when people ask, you do roller derby, like, what is that? Like Whip It? I'm like, no, we do flat track, not bank track. But, you know.
Now, is all Renegade flat track?
Yes.
Okay, and WIFTA, are they flat track?
Yes. There's very few bank tracks anymore. I think there's like one in I want to say LA, but
It's
then
in Vernon.
The one in Vernon?
The LA Derby dolls are banked, and they're in Vernon.
See, okay, so like that. Okay, you're saying the LA Derby dolls. Now, what league are they in?
They're in a bank track league. It's its own thing.
Okay, it's a separate league.
Separate league. Yep.
Bank track league though, so they only skate on
on the
bank
tilted
tracks.
track.
Yeah, the tilted
That's
tracks.
it.
Yeah, for bank tracks or the tilted tracks, or if you watch the movie Whip It,
That's it.
that's what it is.
There's not a lot of teams for that anymore just because there's not a lot of tracks left. Like, a lot of tracks lost their locations. So that's why a lot of teams now are flat track.
But they're still around though, right?
Yeah, there's still some, Are
they Renegade style or WIFTA style, or
I think
what are
they're
they?
more WIFTA.
They're a combination of both, I would say. Yeah, because they are fast paced. You have to be fast paced to be on the bank track. If not, like you fall, right?
Yeah.
So you have to keep a fast pace, and they do have the hard hits and things like that. But they also have strategy and skills. So I would say it's a combination of both.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But it's so there's not. But the bank track thing is not.
It's difficult to have a warehouse, right, to hold
Right.
the bank track in there, and because the way that it's set up, a lot of teams lose the warehouse space because they have to think of the audience, the insurance, all that. But also with flat track, unfortunately, we're starting to see areas where last year we were using the Garden Grove at Chapman Sports Arena. We would use that track. We lost that track this year, so we had to find a new track. That's why we're playing at Bayshore now. I know that there's other teams that have got misplaced as well because the spacing. It's just the space where can we find a track that we're able to play.
Yeah. Badfish is one of those teams. I went to a city hall where they were all speaking because, like, apparently, so, like, back in June or July, a couple people from the community where they play at Arnold Park in Cyprus decided that they wanted to change their rink into a pickleball rink. And everyone's like, well, what's pickleball? But they didn't inform anybody that uses that track. Like, it's not just Badfish, it's Badfish and
Rebel Town
that use that track. So you have two teams paying money to play, and then they're trying to bring in a sport that doesn't make any money. So then...
Well, did anyone, because I have no clue what you're saying, did anyone explain what pickleball is?
It's basically like...
We don't know what it is. So
Okay, so I looked it up.
I've
I
never
looked
heard
it
of
up. It's like basically badminton mixed with handball, and it's a weird little sport, but it's like if you're playing badminton but with a bigger ball, like just it's hard
whack.
to explain. It's
Yeah.
really
It doesn't sound interesting. That's why nobody knows what
Yes.
it is.
exactly. Like I'm saying,
Yeah.
like a handful of people wanted to change it versus like these two teams with, like, I want to say like maybe with both teams together, like hundreds of girls that play, because you got the fresh meat and you have like the people that actually are on the teams, like their sub pool and all this stuff, and they pay to keep the lights on. They bring in small businesses for vendors and do all this stuff, and they bring in all this money versus this sport that gets played during the day and then that's it, which makes no sense.
Wow.
So the week before Christmas is when they told them, like, hey, you guys are losing your track and you guys need to find somewhere else. So then in January I went to city hall while they were trying to speak for trying to save it, or at least try to make it a combination, like, because a lot of people that play pickleball, they play it during the day, and then most of the practices are at night.
It's like
from
from
like
7
7 to 9
instead of solely one thing.
Yes. And they were just like, basically Cyprus was like, well, I mean, sorry you guys lost your stuff, but we're not going to do anything about it. We'll look into it. That's the, politicians' way. We'll look into it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
hopefully...
Unfortunately, that's something huge that's happening within the derby community where people are losing their space, and ideally we would like a space where it's a shared space so that everybody that does use that space, it's fair, but in this case, the Rebel Town, I think they found in Linwood they're playing now. Yeah, and I don't know about
Linwood?
Linwood,
Yeah. From Cyprus to Linwood?
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Badfish where they're going to relocate.
They have to do like 3 different practices
Yeah.
at different places because
Just
they
to
can't
keep it
find-
alive.
Just to,
Yeah.
that's-
So if there's any millionaires listening that have an extra warehouse,
Yes.
hit us up.
Hit us
We
up.
need a
Plug
place
it.
to play.
Plug it in. That's what you're here for. Plug it in. Yeah. Right. So where do you guys let them know where you guys practice?
We practice at Eldorado Park in Long Beach, off of Spring. We're right next to the basketball courts and the hockey field, rink area. That's where we practice. And then
Baseball fields.
yeah, by the baseball fields. And then we have our bouts at Bayshore Rink
In Long Beach.
in Long
In Long
Beach.
Beach,
Long
right?
Beach.
Yeah,
Which
like
is
right across the beach.
Yes. In
It's on the
Belmont
beach.
Shore,
Belmont Shore
area.
Huh.
A Belmont Shore
Belmont Shore area?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right across the beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an outdoors rink, and our spectators just have to bring their own chair,
Yes.
and that's about it. And
Now,
pay,
as
obviously.
a spectator,
yeah.
how far or how close can I get to the track?
You can
You'll be
get pretty
in there.
close.
You might get a skate to the face though.
Yeah.
Or
If you're
a
sitting
skater in your lap.
Yeah, like how close do we get? You know.
So we
Yeah.
have a crash zone, and it's usually on the turns of our track.
Yeah.
Just because people do and tend to slide out there and go into the crowd, so we try to tape that area off and push people back a little bit. But people are more than welcome to sit there. You just got to be 18 years or over
To sit that close.
to sit that close. Yeah.
You just might get a
Alright.
skater in your lap. You never
Yeah.
know.
I did that last season.
Right.
I
Before
got hit pretty hard, and I didn't know how to stop, and I was like, ah, and I'm like flying, and I'm like taking knees and just sliding all the way into somebody's chair. I'm like, sorry,
Underneath the DJ booth. It
taking
happens.
out the speaker.
Yep.
Hot cakes into our merch table.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Now is there what's the term you guys use? Fresh meat. What is fresh meat?
Sarah, what is fresh meat?
So, fresh meat
I'm not fresh
is
meat anymore.
what you're called at the beginning of your derby career. So, fresh meat is when you're learning. It's when you're figuring out, how to play roller derby. So, a lot of times so the fresh meat. So, at least for us in Renegade, we have the fresh meat phase, which is basically where you're still picking up basic skills, learning how to skate, stop, turn, hit, all of that. Well, not really hit, and then you get contact approved. So we go through assessments, periodically, pretty much every month there's an assessment. And then the next step is approved for contact. So that means that you now can be practicing with the players and they're allowed to hit you. As a fresh meet, a new skater, we're not going to put you out there with Be the Butcher so she can snipe you and you never come back. So, but
the goon.
yeah. So, but once you get contact ready, then you're able, to give hits and take hits, and you build up skill even more. And then on your next assessment, if you do pass, then you're considered bout ready. You join the bout squad, battle team, whatever you want to call it. Different teams call it different things. But so that's the three phases: the fresh meat, contact ready, and bout ready.
Bout ready. And bout ready is when you enter the actual bout.
Yeah.
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 You
I
get
call it battle
rostered.
squad because
Battle
that's
squad.
that's the people who are going to be able to play in a game.
Okay, so but you have to, in order to be in a bout, you have to be battle.
You have to be
Bout ready?
bout ready. And
With
then,
exception of the scrimmage. The scrimmage,
Scrimmage, anyone can be in it.
yes.
But when the league is on,
You have to be bout ready.
okay, so fresh meats can't be in a bout, and the next one was,
Oh, it's
what was
like
it?
really,
Contact
really
ready.
good.
Contact ready.
Yeah.
You can't be in a bout if contact.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay,
it.
see, so it's not just full on
Kill you.
balls out. There's
No.
there's structure involved
Yeah.
in what you guys are doing.
And that's like a league
cool.
standard of like most, if you're going to drop in on someone else's masher or scrimmage game, sometimes they'll say like you have to pass your team's minimum skills. So they leave it upon, our leaders to say whether you can go and play or not.
At the end of the day, like, this is like a hobby for some people, right? They all have livelihoods, they have jobs, they have kids, they have whatever it is. And so to put somebody out there on the track that's not ready, it becomes a liability to themselves and to the people around them. They might get hurt. And so for that reason, we wouldn't do that to anyone.
Yeah.
We have structure.
Well, that's what I was getting at. So it's not just like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go join, get out there and start hitting.
no,
You guys
no,
have
no,
structure
Yeah.
and skill level. Okay, so that's
Correct.
cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can dig that.
Yeah.
Although you gotta admit though, you want to like smack around a freshman once in a while, right? Just to kind of,
So funny
They go
story is
flying.
we have a player on our team who's known for being kind of sometimes the asshole. I don't know if that's radio.
Brasshole.
Yeah, Brasshole is her name. So the first time,
brasshole.
yeah. So we call her Brass.
Oh,
she's a veteran on our team, phenomenal skater. But the first time I met her was on a Monday night practice, which is usually our bout squad or battle squad practice. But fresh meat are welcome to come and skate, but they might not do every drill because it's a contact battle night.
Okay.
So I was a fresh meat, and I was like, I'm gonna go and skate around. And Brass hadn't been there for a while, so she didn't know I was fresh meat. And so we were like doing something, and she straight up just hit me and like laid me out. But I always tell her, like, thank her for that, because it was that like first like super real, you know, derby moment where like someone just laid me out, and it was
that was your welcome to the league moment.
Yeah, that was. And she was like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't know you were fresh meat." I'm like, thanks, man.
Come on, was she lying?
Probably.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Come on, Brass. Come on, Brass.
Brass Nichols.
Brass Nichols.
That's her
Brass.
name.
Come on, Brass Nichols. You know you did it on purpose.
She did. I know her.
She'll be back. She'll be my
Yeah.
cooter now.
Yes, that's my derby sister. I love her to death. Yes. We're both
Now,
assholes.
Okay, well, for fresh meat, like, or if you want to answer this, or you know, the hierarchy. I mean, come on, it's like everything else. Is there fresh meat? What do you call it? What's that like in the military? Like grazing period?
Hazing.
Hazing period.
No.
Hazing,
No.
If
Hazing
anything,
period.
it's kind of a little bit opposite. I mean, derby, yeah, these are badass rough chicks who like get in a game and they'll rough you up. But in your fresh meat phase, I would say until you get contact ready, and even still, like I'm contact ready now, but I would say the goal when you're a fresh meat, their goal isn't to rock you or mess you up. The goal is like actually the opposite, is to like build you up and get you there, and they're gonna push you to the limits. Like, you know, there was a skill that I was not getting, and I was like, I can't do it, and then I was having people help me, and one of our coaches was like, don't help her. And I, you know, at first I was like, oh my God, I need help with this. But lo and behold, I did that move 25 times that night, because she was like, no, like, I know you can do it to build me. You know, so as a fresh meat, you know, they're going to push you, and there's going to be times where you cry, you fall, you get bruises, but at the same time, they're never going to push you beyond where you should be pushed.
Yeah.
Until you're ready.
We
Then when
build
you're
you
ready to
up.
get hit,
Yeah.
you're going to get hit.
We want to
Drop
keep
you.
people, so hazing is not gonna do that so
Yeah.
much.
Oh, come on. It's a couple little kind of.
I think in my fresh meat phase, I got a little too bold and a little too confident, and I asked to be hit. I'm like, I need to know like what it's gonna feel like. Like, I can do this, like this and that, and like, oh really? Cool. And our coach at the time was Jen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And she hit me so hard.
Oh,
Like, I felt like she like rearranged my insides. Like, it was like dink, and I'm like, ugh. And I slid into the fence like just
Yeah.
like helmet first.
She hits so hard.
I had a moment last season with our, I still wasn't really even contact. I was still straight fresh meat. But we were doing a practice blocking drill, and I played powder puff. So sometimes I struggle with, I always want to face my opponent. And a lot of times in derby, it's more like basketball, you're boxing them out. And so I kept turning to face to block. And one of our co-captain at that time, Ranger, she was like, stop hitting me like that, because if I really hit you, you're going to fall. And I was like, no, like, it's you know, it's okay. I'll be fine. I'm fine. And then I finally hit her like that, and I friggin' fell. And she was like, see? And she was like, and you fell bad. And she was like, don't hit like that. So there are times where, you know, you learn with a little bit of the cement giving you a little hug.
Yeah.
It's called derby kisses.
Derby kisses? Yeah. Okay, but you don't want too many of those.
No.
No. They're badges of honor.
Yeah.
They're the badges of honor.
Right. Okay, so you mentioned powder puff?
Powder puff.
Did I say it right? Powder
Yeah.
puff? Okay.
What
Okay,
is
so
that?
It's a
It's
high
like
school thing.
It's like female football, but
Yeah.
actually Los Angeles just got their first women's semi-pro team.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I have a friend who's
The
not gonna play that.
Bobcats.
Yeah.
Yes, I have a friend on that team too.
Yeah. So it's women's football essentially.
yeah. But okay, so a roller derby team on the track consists of what? How many players?
5.
5 players.
Yes. 4 blockers and 1 jammer.
Yes.
4
From
blockers, 1
per
jammer.
team.
The
From
jammer's the one that scores, right?
Correct.
Yes.
They wear the panty on their helmet with the star.
Yes, it's
That's
called
how
a
we
panty.
identify them.
It's called a panty.
It's
Yes.
called the panty. Yeah.
Is it an actual panty?
No.
No, it's a helmet cover, but I think
It's a
at some
helmet
point
cover.
in derby history, it was actual panties.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you still just call it a panty?
Yes.
Okay. Hit panties? Yep. Okay. We'll square that. Yeah.
We wear
Okay,
panties
so
on
4
our head.
blockers, 1 jammer. The
Yes.
jammer's got the panty on the head.
Yes.
Now, strategy-wise,
The strategy
what
is
are you looking at?
that the 4 blockers are blocking the other blockers
Right.
and trying to make holes for the jammer to get through so that the jammer can go all the way around everybody. And once your jammer passes all of the players, including your own players, they score 3 points.
Yeah.
So they have to try to go as many times around in 1 minute to score however many points that is.
But the jammer is the only one that can score.
Yeah.
Yes. So
Right.
the unique thing about roller derby is you're playing offense and defense at the very same time.
Yes.
Right.
So you have, your jammer is essentially the ball, and you have your blockers who are stopping the other team's ball jammer and making way for your jammer. So you have to be thinking block, stop, and make a hole at the same time.
All at the same
So
time.
you want to make
Okay.
sure. Sometimes what happens, like at least for newer players, like for me, I find myself just wanting to block everybody, but then then you don't want to you're not making room for your jammer to get through. So you got to be,
Mindful.
double
Yeah.
track mine,
Okay.
offense and defense.
Yes, it's a switch. You have to react. Okay, my jammer's out, defense mode. My jammer needs help. I gotta go help. I gotta go play offense real quick. Yeah,
Okay.
and it's really quick because it's only a minute.
Yeah.
And with Renegade, you are just constantly skating. So it's sometimes you just get stuck and you don't know what to do. But our goal is to do that for all our jammers out there. We love you guys. We seriously do try.
Yeah, we don't have any jammers here, right? You're a jammer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
do both. I play both positions. So jammer, blocker. Last season I did a lot more blocking. This season I'm trying to step my game up and get right back to like my jammer skills. And it's painful.
It takes a lot to be a jammer because you're the one, people are trying to hit you and you're trying to plow your way through. So you're taking the most physical beating of that round is on the jammers.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I'm just because I don't know, so I'm kind of going partial by the movie. Is your jammers your fastest guy or fastest skaters on the team?
Yes.
Usually.
That's what it is, right?
Usually.
Yes.
Usually- Okay. Okay, so you guys are the only ones to score, but you have to go around a whole turn.
Yeah, you have your initial. So the initial means that you go around once, you don't score any points. That's your initial round.
Okay.
And then after
Within this minute.
within this minute, so after
Okay.
the jammer does their initial, then they can start scoring points.
Okay, so you have to go around one time before you even
Correct.
start to score then.
Yes. Yes.
That sucks.
Once their hips pass the opposite team,
And what's
that's
suck-
when they get the 3 points.
Yeah.
Once their hips pass?
Yeah.
Once you're complete. Like,
Oh, okay.
And what
Yeah.
sucks about, you think, in football that line stays there and, you think that they're coming around to it. But this pack is moving. So not only are they, like, going around, but this pack's moving at a fast pace. So you got to, like,
So you,
haul
you
buns.
still have to catch up to them
Yeah,
as they're still moving.
moving in a fast
you're
pace.
chasing hard. Yeah.
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 Now, at the same time, their jammer's doing the same thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
And
Right.
you're trying to block them.
Huh?
And you're trying to block that jammer.
So you're jamming or doing your jammer job,
Yes.
but trying to block their jammer as well.
If I see her
Or-
coming up and if she's close enough to me, then I will block her.
Okay.
Like, she can't get to that scoring line before I do. So it's
Well, right there. Okay, so if you guys are on the same, like, say you guys went around the same first initial, what'd you call it again?
the initial pass.
Initial pass. So first initial pass. So now you guys are in score mode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now can you score simultaneously?
Yes. you
Yes.
can.
Okay, so regardless of how many they score, you could still
Yes.
Yes.
keep going to score. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then you don't, or one doesn't outdo the other, or
No.
No.
okay,
No.
okay. Eliminate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
But if there's any way that I can hit her or
Yeah.
take her down before she reaches, then that works for me. That means that I can score my points faster and I'm through the pack faster. So now they're like, all right, she's through. We only have to worry about their jammer.
Yeah, because if that jammer goes down, then all we have to do is make way for our jammer. And once she's through, now all we have to do is stop the other jammer.
So
instead
it's
of
a giant
playing
wall of
defense
8
and offense at the same time.
Okay.
instead of
Yes.
just being like 4.
but the jammer's still open season, right? You're still able to block
Oh,
her
yeah,
and
yeah,
of course.
smack her around a little or whatever, get a little nudge,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? Okay, so she's not off limits then,
No.
No.
just because you're a jammer.
If anything, she gets hit more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
But,
yeah.
oh yeah, okay, okay. So you guys are blocking, and the jammer's the one you kind of want to.
Yes.
Okay, Okay. See, that's what made you the goon, man. That's right. You're getting back at people. That's what she's doing. Right.
I like catching them off guard. They're like too busy doing other things. I'm like, oh, my jammer's coming up. That blocker's not paying attention. I'm gonna take this bitch out.
Her line is always keep your head on a swivel.
Yes.
If you're not looking.
Right. Okay.
Hello there, listeners. This is Kenny Field, host of the Go-Go Boots Radio Hour. New episode airing this Saturday night from 9 to 10. Get your party started off right. Only here on KLBP.
What's like some of the funniest, weirdest, craziest things you've seen on the track?
Our last masher, we had like girls taking each other out and then like doing the tickle fights and then like the dog piles. Those are like the best ones ever. Like they're so funny and
Dog pile? Oh, everyone just
everyone jumping on each other.
There was about, I think, like 2 seasons ago where one of the girls was jamming and she got hit, and it was like the hit like took her out, but she like tucked and rolled and she was like tumbling, like doing the tumble, just hand over feet and just like do, and then like landed, stood up and kept skating. I'm like, how?
Yeah, it's insane. The recovery.
Shenanigans.
Oh, she always stumbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the weirdest thing for me is that somebody tried to fanny pack me, but instead of like grabbing me, they grabbed my shorts, and I was like, "What are you doing? You're pantsing me right now," you know. So yeah,
I'm not a fan. I'm just asking, did you get pantsed or?
I did, like
full on?
Not full on, like it was halfway, and I was like, "Can you not?" So yeah, that was not fun.
My very first bout, I saw it was rough, and Psycho Cupcake was jamming. And somebody
Psycho Cupcake?
Yes. So she is So she's from Buffalo. Nickel City is her team. And someone pantsed her on the track, and she wasn't wearing anything underneath those shorts.
Oh, yeah.
And wow, it was like she was bright red. She was so angry, and I'm like, damn, like that's in front of everybody. There was a lot of people at that bout. Everybody saw her business.
Wow.
Oh man,
that sucks. Now what about any crowd stuff? Anything weird or funny or just off the wall or?
I can't think
Not
of anything.
really.
No, not really.
No.
Everybody just comes and chills and
enjoys it.
Yeah.
There, you know, then there's those like there's always a group of people who are like really into it, like those sports people who's just like
who like to sit on that line.
Yeah.
Who are like, land on us.
Oh yeah, there's the people that like to say like, oh, you should have done this and you should have done that, and I'm like, well, you go put the skates on
Sideline
and go ahead.
Sideline coaching all the time. It's like,
go ahead,
who
put
are
those
you?
skates on, and then you go play, and then we'll talk about what I should or should not have done.
I think one of the coolest memories I have was there's this this kid who showed up to the bout, and at the end of it, he had this green T-shirt, and he went around to every girl who was in uniform and said, "Can you sign my T-shirt?"
Yeah,
please?
that was really cute.
Yeah. I was like, of course.
I think the craziest injury that I saw, well, it isn't super injury, but I was like, dude, that's wild, is when we had a guest skater named Rebel Rouser, and she was wearing fishnets, and she hit the ground and slid. And then after the game, like, she took off her fishnets, and she had the fishnet mark on her leg because it had like given her that like road rash. And it was like she was like all down her butt cheek down the leg. I was like, whoa, that's wild.
All right, so are you guys recruiting right now or?
Always recruiting.
Always recruiting.
Yeah. We have a Facebook page. You can find us at Redrum Roller Derby on Facebook, and our IG handle is Redrum Renegade Roller Derby.
Okay. But are you always recruiting?
Always.
It's a year-round thing?
It is.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone's welcome to drop in, check it out. We're always taking in new recruits.
Okay.
So there's never like an opening or a closing session.
Yeah.
Is
No
there...
skates, no problem. We got them.
Got it.
Yes.
Yeah, the pink ones.
The loner.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah. Right there, right of passage. Yeah.
Yes.
Now, is there like a season or is this?
Yes. So our first bout will be in March. It's against the LA Renegades, and that's a away bout. So they're hosting us. Our first home bout will be in May. and that's against Nickel City. So the
New
Nickel
York.
City, New York team will be coming down and playing against us in May.
Okay.
So, and our season usually runs from from March to November.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So right now
Wow,
we're
okay.
technically like off season,
Yeah.
but we're training, preparing for our first bout, and then
So you're in preseason.
preseason.
It's
yes.
pretty much all year. Like
So-
practices
It's a lot.
start at January and go through November.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
we
December
try not to
off.
do stuff in December because of the holidays. You know,
Yeah.
people
Right,
are out of
right.
town, all that stuff. But yeah, we usually skate all season.
So
Okay.
we expect you guys in May for our first bout.
Yeah.
Right.
Against New
Yeah,
York.
against
Yeah.
New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now
May
you guys.
9.
Now this is a league thing, though, right? That's the league.
Yeah.
Round,
Yeah.
Yeah.
league wide.
League wide,
Yes.
yes.
Right. The Renegades one.
Yes, and then
Okay.
in July we have like a dead month where there's no bouts, and that's just because timing wise, and also RollerCon is during that time, so we just don't schedule any bouts in July.
Yes.
RollerCon's
Okay.
this huge convention that takes place in Las Vegas where skaters come from all around the world. And there's like roller derby games that take place. There's a bank track, there's lessons, there's all different kinds of like skate park stuff. So it's like a whole like
It's a
Okay.
huge
5-day
Yes.
skate event.
Yeah.
That's
5 day.
Yes.
Crazy parties.
Huh?
Crazy parties.
Like everything roller derby, you're gonna
Yes.
find it there.
It's
Yeah.
great for
Related.
spectators to go watch because there's bouts going on at all times of the day in
Right.
different part of the convention center.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to just go watch some roller derby, you can watch roller derby the whole day there.
Yeah,
For
and
sure.
Oh, wow.
some of the pro teams, they have their championships that'll take place there too. So you can see like state championships go down on Sunday, which for me was super impressive to see some of the
great.
like sponsored pro skaters out there doing
Yes.
their thing. But then there's also fun games,
Right.
you know.
Wow. So this is every year, right? Annually?
Every year.
Every year in June.
July,
July.
end of July.
July. Okay.
Yeah.
We're coming towards the end of it, but is there anything? Is there anything you wish to tell the audience? Any misconceptions of roller derby, or anything you would like to say to anybody out there, or you know what I mean,
I don't know. I think
or your statement. You know what I mean. Give me a statement.
Go for it.
final statement. No kidding.
I think there's this misconception that if you're not this athletic person,
Oh, yeah.
you can't do this.
Right.
In reality, you can. You don't even know you can at that moment. As long as you put your skates on, you just find this whole new power behind you, this whole new energy, and you get better at it. And I think I know I had that misconception. I'm like, no, I'm not good at this. I'm never going to do this again. Because it wasn't easy. It was really hard, and it was grueling, and there was pain behind it. But with that pain was growth. And I would say, like, just because it hurts, don't give up, because it's really, really rewarding at the end. And anyone can do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. And I also think that there's a misconception, like, oh, like, maybe they're like mean girls or we're not like that. Like, it's not like that. If you come into our like practice, you're like, damn, they're really nice. On the track, we might be our persona comes on, our derby attitude, our bout attitude, our bout makeup comes on, and it's like a whole different persona, alter ego, and you're just ready to go. But in reality, we're all like different professionals, like administrators, chefs, teachers, all walks of life, all sizes, like our mission statement says. And you shouldn't be afraid to try something new, because it's really, really rewarding.
So not. I mean, I'm sorry to keep quoting the movie or going back to the movie,
Yeah.
but not all of you guys are like Juliette Lewis and.
No, we ain't skinny
No.
little
Everybody.
bitches.
No, we're not like that.
No.
You ever see that movie? Like, you know what Juliette Lewis is? She's on the other team, and they're like the
Holy
mean girls
rollers,
kind of.
yeah.
Yeah,
She's
holy rollers.
always picking on the other one. She's just like the total bitch.
Because she's
No,
jealous.
we're not like that.
No.
No.
She's
Nobody's
the
like
she's
that.
the hardcore one, even though
Yeah.
she's not like big or anything.
No.
She's just wild, and
Yeah.
what's her name? Oh, her name. Is that her name? She's the Iron Maiden.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Yeah, there you
agree.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She's the
Iron
Iron Maiden.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
We're nice. The only time I'm ever mean is when I have my bout makeup on and you're not wearing my color jersey.
Yes, that's
See?
it.
See?
The goon.
Goon.
Be the goon.
I kind of wanted to co-sign on what Lean said. Like, you know, being a bigger girl, you think like, oh, I can't do this. Like, yeah, you can like we do knee taps, for example. And a lot of times they get back up, like they bounce back up and they keep going. And I'm like, dude, I got like 200 pounds on this girl. Of course she can bounce back up. I can't do it. But it takes practice and keep going. And, you know, like all of these people are so awkward and weird, but they're lovable and they're great. The best bunch of weirdos I've ever met.
Yeah.
That's I love them all.
My kind of weirdo.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm just glad, like, you know, we could, coming from SoCal, still wanting to continue to keep a team together, skaters. I'm glad that we're able to establish this, and it's still growing. You know, we're going into our 4th season. We're one of the newer teams in the Renegade League. And so the fact that we're still able to have people be with us, and we still have founding members from the start, and, you know, all walks of life, anybody, you know, we welcome everyone. So whether you're a mom or, you know, you're a teacher, whoever it is that you are, if you have that time away for yourself and you're able to let out your aggression or you're able to have that me time or whatever, that's why we have this together, to bring that community, build that sisterhood, you know, empower people of all walks of life. And like it's been mentioned many, many times, it's your own journey. You know, you're not comparing yourself to other people. Like if we were to compare ourselves to some of the other leagues that have been around for a long time, we would feel like this, like, oh, we're babies, we're just growing. But we don't, because it is our own journey as a team and as an indivial skater at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah, so we welcome everyone.
Bring your ass.
It's so much fun.
The goon wants a piece of it. You're labeled now. I mean, that's it.
Even people who just want to come and have a cool workout, you know, we've had people who just come skate with us because they want to, you know, have a different kind of workout. They enjoy skating. Eventually they end up wanting to play. But, you know, even if you just want to try it out, you know, this is a great place. You know, our coaches are super helpful, and a lot of our team members are great teachers. We even have one of our team members who literally her profession is teaching skating. So they're, you know, it's a great place to learn. And even the camaraderie, like that's at least why I stayed, was, you know, the team became like a second family. And then even if you want to be a part of your community, we do a lot of stuff where we go out and we get involved and donate to the homeless or try and be a part of the community that we play in. And so anybody, like everybody said, if, you know, all shapes and sizes, any, you know, different jobs, walks of life, faith, whatever it is, you know, we leave that at the gate and we come in and we're all together.
Yes. And I also want to extend an invitation to those who might not be ready to skate. We're always looking for volunteers, score officiators, timekeepers, anyone, honestly, that wants to come help us out at our bouts. We welcome you with open arms because they really make our bouts go and run smoothly. So if you guys are just want to learn about rules or want to learn about the officiating or the scorekeeping of it, come by. We'll help you, and you can join us at our bouts.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can volunteer and do other stuff besides skating
Definitely.
and getting picked on by the goon.
And
Right.
There's no goon. We'll keep her away from you, okay? I swear. We'll keep her away.
You see that fist flying by the booth.
Yes.
Right?
Dang.
Yeah. No, that's okay. So and then you guys, you mentioned you guys have an announcer.
Yes, we do. So shout out to Rampak Shakur.
Rampak.
He is our announcer. So if you want to hear the commentary, you know, we do have somebody that's commentating throughout the entire bout. And so he is Redrums. No, other leagues use him as well, but definitely, Rampak Shakur.
There's a 50-50. You can win money.
Now, the other teams have their own announcers, or
Yeah,
starting
they
now?
do. Yeah, they have their own announcers as well.
Now the announcers, we can we go and sit to go watch, so we can hear them.
Yes. We have
Yeah.
speakers.
A PA out
we
there.
have music. So we have all that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got a little party going.
Yeah, we have a good time.
Yeah, it's a good time for sure.
What? Tailgating at the roller derby.
Oh, people do that.
Yeah.
They do
You
that.
should definitely
Yes,
do that.
they do that.
Just keep that on the low, but yes, we do. You know?
Well, no, it's
no red Solo cups.
We don't check your cooler on the way in. We don't check your cooler on the way in.
Well, no, that's good. Yeah, as long as you guys, hey, like everything else, as long as you guys ain't charging $15 for a beer, and
Oh no.
Yeah.
No. Bring your own.
Yeah.
Unofficially.
Well,
Bring your own cooler, whatever you want in it.
Well, that's what I mean, yeah, because if not, then everyone's gonna get drunk in the car first before we walk in, right?
Yeah.
Like you do everywhere else. Right?
Yeah.
All right. Any last things you girls want to say?
Yeah, if you guys are interested, our email is joinredrum@gmail.com. And again, our Facebook is Redrum Roller Derby, and our IG is Redrum Renegade Roller Derby. So follow us, like us, email us. We'll respond to you really quick, we swear. And if you guys have any questions, just hit us up, and we'll hope to see you on the track soon.
Or like you said, get involved, doing other stuff.
Volunteering,
Or through volunteering. Anything you guys have an idea for us, whatever you guys want, hit us up. We're open to it.
Yes.
Okay, and then it's just the Facebook, Instagram,
and the email.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's no tweeters.
My phone number.
Just
No Twitter.
No Twitter.
No
we
TikTok.
have one, but we're never on it.
We're not active on Twitter.
I don't know how to use it.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, I'm barely learning how to use this stuff myself. Okay. Is it anything else, ladies?
I think that's it.
Anything
I
else?
think that's it.
I think we
floor?
said everything we had to say.
Any questions from the floor? Come on, man. I didn't buy a pizza for you for nothing. Nothing? No, we're all good. Anything else? No one want to say anything else? Or any plugs? Bands or anything you're in? Or other stuff you do?
I'm a chef. That's all I've got.
Where?
Google and Playa Vista.
Google.
Yeah.
The Google building.
They have a cafe for all the employees, and I work there. I'm a sous chef there.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's that at?
Playa Vista. It's right in the middle of Marina Del Rey, Culver City.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Really? Wow. What's your specialty?
I don't have one.
No.
At all. I just cook. I like food. I cook the food.
She cooks very well.
Different types of food. I've never really had a specialty per se. I feel like
She makes a mean mac and cheese.
Fried chicken too, man.
But if I find something that I'm interested in and I want to give it a go, then I usually do.
You went to culinary school?
Yeah, man. I'm in debt because of that. Yeah, that was. But I mean, I made a lot of friends and a lot of networking. Just in case I ever needed another job or something,
Right.
But yeah, I had some really good culinary school experiences. If I can go back in time, I probably wouldn't do it again.
No.
No.
Cut that part out.
Yeah.
Right. But if anyone is at the Google building,
Yes.
go see the butcher. She'll butcher you up some meat.
A lot of people don't know that I play roller derby there.
Really?
They just
They
see
do
me
now.
and they're like, oh, okay, hi.
Oh, you're so sweet. And then,
Not really. I don't talk to people.
She gives a death stare.
Pretty much.
okay.
And then I'm like, I need to go inside the kitchen. I can't be out here interacting with these people. Fix your face.
Anything else? Any plugs you guys want to get out there?
No, we
Just
have a scrimmage
come
February
play.
29th, so that's the next opportunity to come out at Bayshore, February 29th from 9 to 1.
Come play, come watch.
Well, the scrimmage starts at 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come watch us practice.
But you said you're always recruiting.
Always
recruiting.
So
Okay.
join Redrum Renegades at gmail.com, and then on our social media we have
It's Facebook is Redrum Roller Derby, and IG is Redrum Renegades Roller Derby.
But even after the season started,
Yeah,
anytime.
3 games,
Anytime.
3 bouts,
Anytime
anytime,
you
yeah,
want.
anyone
Yeah.
can go up and say, I want to
They can
try
just
out
watch
or-
a practice if they want to just get the feel of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And join us in. They can.
Okay. So, and first game is May? First
Our
bout,
home,
sorry.
home bout
First
is
home
in May.
bout is May.
Yeah, but our first bout is in March.
In March, but that's in
against LA.
LA.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. It's down the street. Well, LA, where do they play?
I'm
Or where
not
they-
sure what rink they have this year.
West
So
Covina,
I think it's West Covina. Yeah.
Oh, they ain't that far.
No.
It's up to 605.
May 9th, come see some New Yorkers and us throw it down.
Yes.
Right. With the New Yorkers.
Yes.
Right. Are they like me, like total New Yorkers?
No, I wouldn't say.
No, they're the hardcore
they're not like
weirdo
that.
New Yorkers.
No.
They're actually really nice.
They're from Buffalo, so it's not.
That's a whole different New
Yeah,
York.
it is.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, because there's that's New York. There's,
Yeah. Oh no, they're not like that at all. No.
It's like a whole new planet over there. Man. Yeah, Buffalo. Yeah, you guys are on the side. Buffalo's like
Borderline
American,
Canada. So,
yeah. I
you
was
know,
gonna say they're
it's
like
super
American
different.
Canadian.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Redrum Renegade ladies.
Yes.
I appreciate you, ladies, coming down and giving us your time. Let us know what you do, and explaining what it is you guys do.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, thank you for having us.
It is our
This
pleasure
was fun.
to have you. Yeah, and
I got so
hope.
distracted by your cat. It's a beautiful
I know. I keep looking down. I keep looking everywhere
there
she's
we go.
doing.
The dog was like, wait, what? The cat?
That's our only boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
dog. Yeah, we keep getting
Oh,
distracted by
so-
everything.
So as we were explaining, the ladies were explaining there is a lady in the Derby League who is simply badass. She's totally badass, and she only weighs 90 pounds.
Yeah.
Only weighs 90
Little
pounds.
Lady Killer. That is her name.
Little what?
Little Lady Killer.
Little Lady Killer.
She flung herself into
She's
me
like
once and
bubble
bounced.
size. Yeah.
This is one of my twins, but she's a wrestler.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Put on some skates. Come join us.
Yeah.
See?
That's okay.
Hey, if she could wrestle, right?
Yeah, she can
Yeah.
roller derby for sure.
Right?
Should try it. I mean,
It's addicting.
come out.
Yeah. Right? It'd be like the
She
movie.
said it.
It'd be like the movie Whip It. Right?
It's so much fun.
It is.
And we teach you everything.
Yes.
They teach you how to well, that one over there teaches you how to hit. Kind of below the belt kind of thing. Yeah. She's they never seen it, but she's the Tooth Fairy. Yeah. Yeah. And she loves it. She likes the attention. Right? Okay. Again, ladies, thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much.
Thank you so
And
much
then
for
again,
having us.
Redrum Renegades, Long Beach. Check them out. May 1st is
May 9th.
May 9th.
May 9th. Sorry,
May 9th.
May 9th.
Home game.
First home game.
Yeah,
First
first
home
home
game.
game at Bay
February
Shore.
29th is our black
home
and
back.
white scrimmage.
February 29th is a scrimmage.
Same place.
Yes.
And then follow us on social media.
Follow them on social media,
Redrum
and you
Renegades
can always
roller
year
derby.
round
Recruiting.
get involved. Again, with not even having skates,
Just volunteer.
just volunteer to score
Yep.
or time keep or
Yes.
any that stuff.
If you're questioning it, the answer is yes.
Yes,
Just do it.
just
do
come
it.
in and just check it out. Period.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
MoonKIll,
Thank you,
Rob.
MoonKill Radio. Thank you.
Right?
Thank you.
Oh, we should have done it in chant.
You
No,
okay?
thank you.
No.
Go ahead and do that.
Okay, well, real quick.